A father, Mark, took his two sons, 14-year-old Josh and 11-year-old Toby, on their first camping trip since his wife's passing. He hoped the fresh mountain air would help them heal. They set up their tent by a still, glassy lake, the silence of the wilderness a stark contrast to their noisy grief back home. On their first night, as they sat by the fire, Toby noticed something across the lake. A single, solitary tent was pitched on the opposite shore, a warm light glowing from within. "Looks like we have neighbors," Mark said, trying to sound cheerful. But there was no car, no boat, no sign of how anyone could have gotten there. The next day, while fishing, Josh's line got snagged. He waded into the shallows to free it and pulled out a waterlogged teddy bear. "One eye missing, it's fur matted." "Creepy," he muttered, tossing it back. That night, the light in the distant tent was there again. Mark felt an unease he couldn't shake. He saw a silhouette move inside, a tall, thin figure. On their third and final morning, Toby woke them up, his voice tight with fear. "Dad, look!" He was pointing at the foot of his sleeping bag. Lying there, dripping wet, was the one-eyed teddy bear from the lake. Mark's blood ran cold. "Pack up," he said, his voice low and urgent. "We're leaving. Now." As they frantically stuffed their gear into bags, Josh screamed. He was holding his mother's picture, the one he kept in his wallet. It was soaked, the image of his mother's smiling face blurred into an unrecognizable swirl of color. Mark looked across the lake. The lone tent was gone. They drove home in a heavy silence, the trip a catastrophic failure. Back in his room, as he unpacked, Mark found it. At the bottom of his rucksack was a small, smooth, gray stone, the kind his wife used to collect from every beach they visited. He hadn't packed it. A wave of crushing sadness washed over him. The collector at the lake didn't just take things, it took the memories attached to them. It had taken Josh's clear memory of his mother's face, and now it had taken the last tangible piece of a happy day with his wife. The grief was no longer just his, it was a hungry, living thing.